I wonder sometimes what is the difference between a myth and a fact, or how much do myths play into facts, and how much do facts then become mythological? Uh, Sometimes I think of nation states as being these mythological creatures. Could even call them beasts if one wanted to be poetic. That there are these arbitrary lines drawn, and people buy into this idea that they belong to a geographical area. In some ways, it's entirely mythological, and yet the fact of the matter is people go to war and, and kill each other over these borderlines, among other things, resources and whatnot. So there's a lot of factuality. The idea that science is able to remove observers from an equation in a funny way so that the observer doesn't matter, the experimenter doesn't play a part as much as it might be thought the experimenter does. Of course, apparently the experiment and the experimenter plays a good part, very real part at the quantum level. The idea that it's possible to look back in time, theoretically, to the fossil record, push the whole cosmology or cosmogony back to a Big Bang as based on observations. It appears as though there is this situation where the galaxies are moving away from each other. All that sort of a paradigm. It's in some sense based on observables. It's very factual. Anybody can do it. And yet, on the other hand, it wants to take the observer out of the equation. And so that makes it, in a way, somewhat of a myth. And I think that's a funny situation. The maps that are drawn are able to lead people and people's thoughts down a road that can be kind of like a rabbit hole. And some of these rabbit holes are more compelling than others. Some of them are easy to scoff at as being magical thinking or just flights of fantasy. And yet the maps that some paradigms are able to articulate may serve a purpose based on various experiences people have. To attempt to try to put them into words becomes problematic in some ways. Those that know on various levels know better than to even talk about them, because the speaking of them automatically destroys the world, as it were. It changes it in a way that if it's held sacred, to speak of it is to speak of something other than it, in a way. Sort of a Taoist idea. At any rate, yeah, words. Words can be fun. Maps can be fun. Words and maps. Mapping words. Wording maps. Fun, fun, fun.